Hey, it's your girl Blissfully Dope, and I am back with a whole new adventure, you guys. Your girl done upped, moved, and got married, and living the dream. But with dreams, there comes nightmares as well. Let's get to it. So, welcome back. For those who have followed me so far, it's good to be back. It's been a very long time. I have had so many new adventures in the last 6 months, you would not believe. Starting in July, let's take it back a little bit. Well, let's take it further back than July. Let's go back to 2023 when I started dating a man whom I had known for at least 2 years before we started dating. He was my best friend. We were best friends since 2021. And he was someone that I confided in, someone I went to with struggles, with great announcements, good things to hear, encouragement. And I gave and received as far as the encouragement and positivity, all that stuff that goes into a relationship, basically. So moving ahead to 2023, we decided to make it official and actually start dating as a legit couple. Now, we didn't make this known to everyone because, to be quite frank, it's not everyone's business. And so we were cautious about who we told. Those who needed to know knew, and that's all that mattered to us. And we are both parents, so we incorporated our kids later into the situation because we needed them to get to know us as a couple. But then moving ahead to July 2025. So I was just like, you know what? I am tired of living in KC. I love my hometown. I will love KC forever. But the people in KC, even some of the people I knew, unfortunately, were not cutting it for me at this point in my life. So I was like, I need a change. My daughter had graduated from high school, and I'm like, it's time to move on to better things, just to be honest. And I knew that he and I were going to get married. It wasn't an if, it was when. But who knew that it would have been a 4-month span from moving, packing, loading, shipping, dealing with emotions from everyone, that this happened so quickly. I told my now husband back in, I believe in May of this year, that I was moving to where he is, which is in Texas, and that I was done with it. Like, there was no one changing my mind at that point, because I had already made it up. I had prayed about it. I was like insistent on moving. Like, this city, I love my hometown, but it is no longer for me. And I can always come back and visit, but why do I need to stay there for my whole life? So I sold my house, the house I bought by myself for me and my daughter. I talked to a realtor that I was very cool with. I told her, like, look, I need to get all I can get for this house because I'm out. And she did her job. Shout out to Kara. She did her thing. My house went on the market the first day an offer was made. My house sold in 2 weeks. Like, everything was done, signed, paperwork within 2 weeks. Inspections done, all of that. Like, it was like so fast. That was in July. I moved to Texas in August. Who knew? Everything happened so quickly. I didn't have time to process anything. And it came out in a different way, but we'll talk about that later. So I had to pack up a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom home, 3-story home by myself, pretty much. No, it was by myself. It was by myself. Packed the whole house up in 2 weeks. Got the movers to come move everything out. Shipped my car down here because if you know anything about me, I don't like car notes, so my car is on its last limb. Really, it really is on its last limb. And had a quick bridal shower because it was a going away party, but I'm skipping a whole part. Let me back it on up. So after I told my then boyfriend that, look, I am moving. I'm packing the house up. I'm selling it. I'm leaving. I'm coming down to you. Me and my daughter are coming down to you. I was like, we need to find a house. I need to find a house down in Texas because I'm not used to living in apartments, and I'm not trying to live in an apartment. Not to say I won't, but if I don't have to, I'm not. And I prefer to own my home. Like, I don't want to rent. And so we came down because he said he found a place they were in the middle of building it, and he wanted us to look at it. That was in July as well. And so we came down, looked at the house that I am now recording in, and it was beautiful. Like, it was everything I would want. I wanted in a house, for our budget, because we are not unlimited budget people here. We do have a budget we need to stay in. So I loved it. I just fell for it. I was like, this is beautiful, and I thanked him. I'm like, thank you for finding this for us. And so my daughter and I came down and looked at the house. And then later that night, we were supposed to go just to a movie because we were leaving the very next day. And I ended up getting proposed to that night. I didn't realize it was going to happen, but, he was like, I already know we're getting married, so why not propose to you now? You know where you're going to live, so there shouldn't be any doubts. There shouldn't be any doubts now. And he was right, there were no doubts. So we were engaged that evening, went to the movies, came home the next day and told everyone I'm now engaged and I am moving. We're leaving in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from that date, we were leaving. The emotions that I did not expect from some people, and the emotionless that I did not expect from people that I thought I was close to. People that are related to me. It's been an experience. That's what I can say. It's been a very interesting experience. Just the ups and downs of people and the emotions of people. That was the first thing I noticed when I announced the engagement and the move. Second thing is, I learned that there are so many people, those who love you and are down for you, love you and are down for you. Those are the people that build me up, that pour into me, that give me what I need in the moment I am in. I love them. And for all of those, and they know who they are because I have specifically told them how I feel about them and the love they provided to me and my daughter, I will always cherish that. That is something that no one can take, that I won't forget, that I am trying to live up to and give back, because I didn't know I was loved in that way by these particular people. And I really will always love them. And they always have a part of my heart. They have a home, it's a lot. And then there's the people who I'm actually related to that crickets. No congratulations. No, can I help you move? No, can I offer you a bridal shower gift or a wedding gift? No phone call, no text, no anything. Just, oh, that's nice. So, I mean, in some cases, not even that. In some cases, not even that. It was just crickets. Like, didn't hear from them. I have never been shy about talking about my relationship with my natural blood family. Like, I don't kick it with them like that. And it's not all of them. Like, there's some specific few people that I love dearly and that I talk to occasionally and that I have an interest in all the time because I have a love for them. I love them. But there are some that have proven to me that they project their insecurities and issues out on others because that's all they know how to do. They can't control what happens to them. They feel like they can't control what happens to them, but they will try to project their insecurity and their uncontrollable nature onto you and try to make you feel bad because that's how they really feel about themselves. I didn't always want to admit that because I just always thought, well, maybe they're going through something and they can't be in the right mindset at this time. That's not the case, because I've been in situations where I've been down and out and not even someone I'm kin to, someone I know has had something beautiful happen for them, and it made me feel better, and it made me want to give them love because they deserve it, right? But I didn't receive that. I didn't receive it. As a matter of fact, a lot of people brought up my ex, which, why? Why? Like, me and my ex have nothing to discuss at this point. Our daughter is almost grown, and she can speak to her father directly and have all communication go directly to her. I'm no longer needed in that equation unless there's something wrong with our daughter. I'm no longer needed in that equation, and I am very grateful that I'm not needed in that equation. So I'm not sure why my ex keeps getting brought up with my blood family. It's like they're stuck back in time and they can't get out, and that's really pitiful for them, and I feel sorry for them. It's not that I dislike them, I just feel sorry for them because they have chosen to live and in the past. And so I noticed that during this whole time period that they could not be there for me. Not that they couldn't, but they would not be there for me. And so I've learned through counseling and through speaking with my husband and praying, more so praying, that you can love people. You have to love them for who they are and where they are. But that doesn't mean they have to be close to you to interfere with your life and your love. You don't have to allow them in to take that peace away from you. So I've learned that even more so in this situation. It was very difficult because you want your family to be there. You want to be people to be happy, and you want people to be happy for you. And sometimes they won't show that. Maybe I'll get it later. I don't know. But I'm not holding my breath on it either. And life goes on regardless. My life will go on regardless. So that's where I'm at in that situation. Then with all the things that have been going on with the move and with just the stress that comes along with moving. So my adrenaline runs real high most of the time. I'm a very hyperactive type of human being. And I was just packing and moving and cleaning and saying bye to people and going to visit people and trying to do things with people before I left town. And, trying to just give my goodbyes and let people know how much I love them and appreciate them. So when I got to Texas, after all of that, after the bridal shower, after saying goodbye, hanging out, I get to Texas, have to unpack, and then I realize I don't feel so well. And it started in KC, where I was like, have this rash, like started on my face and on my body. And I have eczema pretty bad, but I can control it for the most part. But on this specific day, I was just like, I don't feel real well. And my energy is low. And I'm itchy. Why am I so itchy? And then like a week passed. And mind you, I have a wedding coming up 2 months from this date that all this pops off. And so I want to look my best for my wedding, right? So I wake up and my face is not only swollen a little, but I have bumps all over my face. All over, my inner ears itching, my throat's itching, my legs are itching. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. This started back in KC, as I stated. Went to the doctor because I had a few blemishes, and I'm like, you're not trying to be superficial, but I know I'm getting married, so can we get something to clear this up? They put me on antibiotics. They were like, maybe you got into something that made you break out. You're allergic to something. We'll give you antibiotics. Okay. It didn't work. And on top of that, my insurance did not cover down here because a sister didn't have a lot of money. So I got an HMO for the hometown, which everything was covered there. But down here, no, it's not. And so I had to pay out of pocket for all these doctor visits I had to go to down here, which I'm thankful that I had the means to do it. But I'm also thankful that there's a variety of doctors down here that have, not knocking the knowledge of the doctors in KC, but maybe they're a little more I don't know, educated down here with the new technology, new advances in medication. I don't know, but it served me well coming down here, going to the doctor more than up in Kansas City. So dealing with that, dealing with being sick, physically sick, and then the emotional sickness came in where I was ready to be out of Kansas City, but I think the overwhelming part is the rejection of family from family, and then my job. I work from home. I've worked from home for 7 years now. Even before the pandemic, I worked from home. And I got a new supervisor a couple years ago, and I knew that I was going to have a problem immediately. So with all the things that's going on with me, I also have to go to work every day, which is fine because I work from home. Was not complaining at all. And this supervisor was out for a while. She was out for 7 months because of personal situations in her household. And she decided to come back to work for some godforsaken reason. And it was like rare, you know what I'm saying? It was under the passive aggressive realm where it was like microaggression, I guess you could say. I don't really like you, but I'm going to pretend like I like you, but I really don't like you. And I'm going to make your life a wreck because my life is kind of a wreck. And I'm going to fake as much as I can, but those microaggression, that aggression will be like underneath all of that. You're going to see it. That's what I got for the last 3 months. She came back and she was bad before, but she was pretty just over the top with the microaggression and the micromanaging and with the fake attention. I'm just showing everyone attention because I just want everyone to be perfect in their role. Those type of fake, just whatever it is. I seen it and I kind of called her on it because by this time I'm over it. I've moved here. I have a new life. I'm happy. I mean, yeah, I'm sick, but that doesn't take away my happiness, right? And she just kind of she found out I was getting married. I didn't tell her because it was none of her business, to be really, really honest. And I don't want people that I know don't like me included in my personal business, because you don't like me. So why do you need to be included in that? You know, I don't want to know your family's business. Unfortunately, I do. But I don't want you knowing my business at all. And if I have any way of blocking that, I will. She asked to give me a bridal shower. And I was like, no, I don't want to work a bridal shower. I don't like you. And I know you don't like me. So why would I agree to that? I don't want you in my personal affairs. What I do here 8 hours a day is enough. It's overwhelming, actually. But you being in my personal life is a no. And whatever everybody else does, if they want to brown nose you and kiss your butt, they are welcome to do so. I won't have any part in that. I don't partake in those activities. And I think from that point on, it got worse because I kind of said it like that. Like, I don't want you in my business. Pretty much is what I told her. And it was downhill. It was disastrous from that point on until we had to part ways. And that was very recently. We had to part ways because she and I were not going to work well with each other. And I was over the department I was in anyway, so we moved on from each other. I start a new journey next week with my new career, and I am excited about it. But just to add this all together, that made me very stressed out at work because I'm constantly having to hear degrading remarks, no good news whatsoever on my end. If I could have done everything right, and there were times I did everything right, And in her eyes, it was still wrong because I didn't do exactly what she would have done in the situation, even if the situation turned out great and was correct and I followed, the process. It wasn't to her degree of standard. So it was wrong. And so I realized there was nothing I could do to win this fight because she's on a mission to have me out because she doesn't want to work with someone who can't fit into her mode. And that's fine. And I had been there for 10 plus years, so I was over it actually, especially that department. I had struggled with that department. I could have sued them for some things that happened and maybe still look into it because I don't think the time limit's up on that yet. But I went through racial issues in that department. I went through just people gatekeeping because they want to keep their job. It was a lot that I've dealt with in the last 2 years at that job. Actually, let's go ahead and say 4 years because the racism started when I first got into the position because no black person had been in the position that I was in. So it was a problem with the people who worked with me, a very big problem. And so they let me know I was not wanted and was not welcome immediately. But I stood my ground. I did what I needed to do. I worked for mine, and some of them ended up leaving. I stayed there. But now looking back, maybe I stayed too long because they didn't appreciate my work. They didn't appreciate me or my abilities and the work that I had done. They had not appreciated it. And so I should have left a while ago. But now that I'm gone, I appreciate the opportunity that job gave me. I got that job and it helped me to afford a life for me and my daughter. But yeah, I'm over it. Moving on. Anywho, so with the job and the move and the family and just my own insecurities flourishing because now I have a man and he's got to see me every day and he's got to taste my food and he look at me and he's got to be around me. It sparked up old things. It's really crazy how old things spark up in ways that you don't see coming. Like the insecurities I felt and received from my first marriage sparked up. Like it came back full vengeance. And the remarks that my ex-husband used to make to me, about any little thing, like some insignificant things to most people, he made them a huge deal. Even like my hair, my weight, you're too skinny. No, you're getting too fat. Or, why does your face look like that? Why do you have to wear glasses? Stuff that I can't do anything about, like wearing glasses. Come on now. I mean, I can't see. I can wear contacts, but who wants to wear contacts all day, every day? Just those insecurities crept back up, and even though my husband now has been absolutely beautiful and wonderful to me, and he's never made me feel any way but beautiful. I can say that, my own insecurities popped up and started to become an issue. And I'm being hypersensitive all of a sudden and like crying and feeling down and depressed, and all those feelings started to come out on top of not feeling well, on top of physically being sick and my skin condition getting worse, on top of being tired and mentally not being able to just process things properly. It came all flowing back out. And that's when I realized I would have to part ways with my job. I need to go see a counselor. I love my husband and I love talking to him, but I can't throw that all on his plate. He has a lot on his plate as a head of this family. So I'm not going to give him all of my stuff in that way mentally. There are certain things I have to handle because they're not his responsibility when it comes to certain things from my past, because he can't fix the past for me. Just a lot of overwhelming things happening at one time that I had to deal with, and I had never had to deal with all this at one time. So, here I am. I do go to counseling. I do like talk and pray, and I do exercise, like physical exercise, and walk and enjoy the day. It gets warm here. It's still warm here. It is November and it is very warm here right now. And I'm loving it because I'm not a fan of cold weather. So that's helping with my mental. Just knowing that I have a family here in this house that loves me and that I can give them love and receive it back, not give them love and receive it back sometime. I receive it back all the time. You know, even my stepchildren I love very much because I know that they're not mine physically or biologically, but what's his is mine, and I'm gonna love them as if they're mine. You know, dealing with their parent, their other parent, their mother, that's another issue. I'm just trying to make this work so that there won't be any conflict with with my husband, his ex-wife, and the children, because right now it is all about the children. It is not about us as adults and our adult issues, whatever they may be. So learning to navigate that is now interesting because I'm still not there. I'm still trying to navigate it. So if you guys have any like ideas or any suggestions on navigating how to co-parent with someone who is not always truthful, and yeah, I'm gonna say it, not always truthful, I just wanted to come on and let everyone know life is lifing in a beautiful way. I'm trying to conquer this as an adult who have children looking at me and looking up to me as an example. So please let me know what you think on that subject. But anyway, I just wanted to jump on here. I'm happy. I'm in a peaceful situation, as peaceful as I can, living around non-peaceful people sometime around us. So I'm happy, and it feels good to be in Texas. I love Dallas. I've always loved Dallas. I've been wanting to move here since I was young, so I'm happy to be here and experiencing it as an adult in a different lens, and working here now and just establishing my new chapter in my life, my new chapter in my book that I have been writing since birth. So, and like just navigating marriage, navigating co-parenting, navigating, as I stated, dysfunctional family units, just navigation of life, jobs, selling homes, you know, all that sort of adult stuff that I didn't really learn until I was in the middle of it and trying to navigate through it and seeing my way out. So I'm going to write a book on that because I think it's beneficial for me, and I think it will be beneficial for others who maybe have never experienced, or maybe they were in the same dysfunctional situations I've been in, and maybe just want to see how other people navigated through it. So be looking out for that. But anywho, I am going to head out because it's time. I've been rambling on and on and on, and I need to stop rambling. So I hope the best for everyone. I will be on my Explore While Poor page on IG. I'll be posting a few things because I'm planning on making a lot of trips in the next few weeks to different places, different restaurants, just different events that are going on in the city around me. And I hope to see you there, or on my page anyway. I love you. Have a great rest of your day. Remember, bad moments are only moments. So don't let them take away your peace for your whole day. Love you. Bye.